Hello everybody. I want to talk about this topic today of let go and relax. So, let me give you some context for that. Let's imagine you're taking time out to rest, meditate, relax. But there's noise going on in your head, which means that you're not going to get the full benefit from actually relaxing. Step one is that we need to get stuff out of our head. I made a video a few weeks ago on dealing with overwhelm, so check that out. There's an exercise in that video that I suggest for getting stuff out of your head, and I find it really helpful. But to recap, simple strategies for getting stuff out of your head. Number one, write it down. Just spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes getting all the thoughts in your head out of your head. And if necessary, if you can, talk to another person, get it off your chest. I often find going for a walk in the park a good way of getting stuff out of your head. I appreciate that for some people with ME, CFS, that's not an option at the moment. So do what you can to get things out of your head. Worry pretends to be necessary but serves no useful purpose. That's a lovely quote from Eckhart Tolle. So step two is become aware of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs. Often when an event happens, people focus on what happened, what they think, and often the last thing they talk about is how they feel. So for example, let's say someone says something to you and you are upset by what they've said. Often people will focus on what the person said or did, and actually they don't really get in touch with what they actually feel. And it might be that you think, well, actually I feel hurt. And I want you to consider, why are feelings important? So maybe just put a comment in the chat box. Why is it important to acknowledge our feelings? What thoughts do people have about that? What I would say is it's important to acknowledge our feelings because if we acknowledge our feelings, then we can actually develop an understanding. So, for instance, if I think about that person who said something that's upset us, so they don't get stuck in the body, absolutely. Then, if we acknowledge that feeling, we can gain an understanding of what's going on. So it might be, I actually think, well, what's my need? My need is actually to feel respected, and my sense is that person's behaviour just doesn't fit with that need that I have. If we acknowledge our feelings, we also have a choice. For instance, if I'm driving along, someone cuts me up, then if I just stay in that state of anger and annoyance, then I'm more likely to project that into other situations. Maybe I walk into the office and I slam my bag down because I'm feeling grumpy. If I acknowledge I'm feeling angry, I can actually look at that situation and say, is my response warranted in that situation? I'll talk a little bit more about that in step 3. So if we acknowledge our feelings, we just have more options. Feelings can generate more thoughts, absolutely. So I want you to consider that feeling anxious, for instance, is an attempt to control our environment or to feel safe. And there might be situations where those responses are appropriate. But as that quote just says, sometimes we worry about stuff that Eckhart Tolle said, worry pretends to be necessary but serves no useful purpose. So if that is the case, then we need to make a shift. Let's say, for example, you are dealing with a health issue, which obviously many people in this group are. And if you check your body, you might find a part of the body that doesn't feel relaxed. I want you to think about, we could try this exercise right now, is just close your eyes and focus on your body and just notice if there is a part of the body that feels relaxed and also a part of the body that doesn't feel relaxed. If you focus on that part of the body, just imagine if you were to visualize that part of the body in some way that represents the feeling, what would the image be? For example, if I notice there's tension in my spine, I might visualize that as a rope. Okay, so just what image comes up, and as you focus on that, consider what feeling is associated with that image. And now consider, as you focus on the image and you focus on the feeling, if that part of the body could speak, what would it say? It might be that it's saying that I feel scared, I can't trust my body, life isn't supporting me, or whatever it is. Then I want you to consider what needs to shift, what needs to happen in order for you to find some harmony. What is it you might need to say to yourself? What is it you might need to do? It might be that you need to breathe. You might need to say something to replace those unhelpful thoughts or feelings. And I'd like you to consider, how often have you said those things to yourself? If you've identified some thoughts that you recognize that are unhelpful. It might be that it's just become a habit. And I'd like you to consider, have those thoughts served you? If not, then it might be time to create some new responses and to let go of those old habitual patterns of thought and feeling. You're probably familiar with the serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So step 3 is to reframe. So I want you to consider that example that I gave earlier. Let's say someone has behaved in a way to you that you don't feel comfortable about. We might need to reframe the situation. So we might, for example, just recognize that this person has a lack of resources, which means they're not behaving in a way that is constructive, supportive, and helpful. It might be that we need to exercise forgiveness towards that person. Might be there's some situations where we're having trouble letting go of something, where we need to forgive ourselves. Might be that we need to practice acceptance, for instance, of that person. And it might be that we need to just observe our feelings and responses rather than embrace them, rather than step into them and correspond with them. Have a, for instance, saying to yourself, God, I feel really annoyed by that person. Yeah, they've done something really upsetting and I'm really annoyed, and that just carries on. Recognize that when we react to something, this is actually an opportunity. If we've acknowledged the thoughts and feelings, as I've talked about in the previous step, we can recognize some patterns perhaps that maybe if we recognize this is a pattern and something we've done a number of times, that we can change that and we can create new responses. Might be that we need to cultivate trust or patience or compassion towards ourselves or others. So step 4 is to become present. It's to exercise choice. Marianne Williams said, we do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living fully in the present. And I came across this quote by Carl Jung that I really like. I'm not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. I want you to consider that an act of self-love is actually to let go of stuff. So, question for you. What is something that you recognize that you need to let go of. I want you to maybe you can write this down on a bit of pen and paper, but what is something that you think would be really useful for you to let go of, that maybe you've been carrying around with you? Fear of abandonment due to illness. Worry about my son. Okay. Accusation by family member that there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. So you want to let go of that. Excellent. Okay. So let's just change the screen. Any other comments? And what we're going to do in a minute is a relaxation visualization. And what I'd like you to do is, as we're doing this relaxation visualization, you can just apply it to these situations and consider those steps that we've just talked about. So to recap, first step is to get things out of your head. Number 2, become aware. Step 3, reframe. See if you can look at the situation in a different way. Step 4 is to become present. Actually, the final step that I didn't talk about, and I will talk about this more in another video, is to think about your environment. And often we need to really think about, does our environment support us? By environment, I'm talking about, number 1, people around you. So if you have got negative people around you, then we need to think about redressing the balance. What can you do to actually bring other people in your life who actually are more supportive? Now, I appreciate for some people there are limitations in terms of not being able to go out, but most of us, if you're on this call, you have the internet, so there are other ways of connecting. A client told me a while back that she was feeling isolated and lonely, and she'd met someone online, and she decided to reach out to this person and say, look, I'm just feeling like I'd really like a bit of human connection. Would you be okay to have a 10-minute conversation? And the person said, sure, absolutely. Now consider, if you might be thinking, yeah, well, what if I ask that person and they say no? Thing is, you've been brave, you've taken a risk, you're no worse off. You've taken a step which is a growth step by, stepping outside of your comfort zone. And actually what's happened is these two people decided that they would talk to each other once a week, only for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but they would just share that they'd have 5 minutes each where they just talk about what's going on. They would always try and end their 5 minutes with 1 or 2 or 3 practical steps that they would take. And they found that to be supportive. So think about, I remember someone saying, you are the sum total of the 5 people you spend most time with. Okay, so if you're thinking, well, one of those people that I spend a lot of time with is always negative, maybe you need to try and find ways of limiting how much contact we have with that person and trying to bring more people who are more positive and supportive into your life. Okay, so I'm going to do a relaxation visualization. We've got a yep. All right. So what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes. And I'd like you to make yourself comfortable, either sitting in your chair or lying down, whatever feels appropriate for you. And you can close your eyes as soon as you feel ready. Feel how it feels to have your body supported. Allow your hands to settle in a comfortable position. You may want to uncross your feet. Just make sure that you're positioned comfortably. And you can adjust your posture anytime. Just make sure that you remain comfortable and allow yourself to enjoy this experience as you're guided through these exercises. So bring your attention to the sounds that you hear. noticing any sounds that are close by and sounds that are in the distance. And allow these sounds that you don't need to pay attention to wash over you. As you allow yourself to listen to the sound of my voice, if you haven't already done so, you can allow your eyes to gently close. So I'd like you to take a deep breath, breathing in slowly and steadily. And as you slowly exhale, just allow your mind and body to relax. As you breathe in, notice your chest rising. And as you breathe out, slowly notice your shoulders and chest fall. So again, breathe in slowly and deeply. And now releasing the breath slowly, allowing your mind and body to relax. Once more, take in another deep breath, filling your lungs as you slowly exhale, and allow your mind and body to relax. And you can continue to breathe normally, and with every breath, allow yourself to feel more and more relaxed. Now become aware of your body. And as you focus on your face, just allow the muscles in your face to become relaxed and soften. Relax your jaw, allowing those muscles to feel comfortable and relaxed. Allow this feeling of relaxation and comfort to slowly move downwards throughout your body. Down your shoulders, arms, forearms and hands, into your chest, back, into your legs, the upper legs, the thighs, the calves and the feet. And so I'd like you now to take yourself in your mind to a beautiful sandy beach on a clear, sunny day. You are carrying a backpack and you have all that you need with you. You notice the colours of the sky and sea. The sky is the most amazing shade of blue you've ever seen. And you notice that the water is crystal clear. As you become aware of the sounds you hear, the sounds of the sea, the other sounds that come and go, you start to get a sense of the peace and tranquility of this place. As you walk on the sandy beach beside a beautiful ocean, you become aware of the temperature of the air on your skin, the warmth of the sun on your body enhances just how relaxed you feel. As you breathe in the pure, clear air, your mind and body become even more relaxed and peaceful. The atmosphere is still and peaceful, serene and calming. There is something extraordinary about this day. As you become aware of the sounds that you hear, the sounds of the sea as it laps onto the shore, you begin to notice how this rhythm of the waves is very much like the rhythm of your breathing. And noticing this brings you an even deeper feeling of calm. As you walk barefoot on the warm sand, notice how it feels under your feet. The sand is comfortable to walk on. And as you walk, you notice the shape of your heel in the sand. You see the heel of your left and right foot printed on the beach. The shape of your whole foot as you walk along the beach. As you gently walk along the shore, you notice two paths. One path leads along the beach. The other leads to a tropical forest set back from the shore. You choose to enter the cool, inviting forest. As you walk towards it, you see the path leading you into it. As you enter the tropical forest, you see the trees, the foliage, the flowers, the colours, the shapes. The canopy provides shade from the sun and brings a comfortable coolness. Shafts of light break through the treetops in places, providing enough light and warmth. You are safe here. Although it is dark, you know you can find your way. You keep going. As you listen to the sounds of bird song, as you breathe in the scents of the flowers and take in the colours which are beautiful, you notice that the sounds of the waves are fading. Taking in this whole scene, you notice that up ahead the path leads to an opening, and as you approach it, you come to the edge of a forest, and you see that the path is taking you into the countryside. The path leads gently up a hill. You continue along this path, and you notice a sign up ahead which engages your curiosity. Beneath the sign, there seems to be a pile of some sort. As you reach the sign, you can see that it says, "Lighten your load here," and in brackets, "daily collection." As you look at the pile, you notice that there are assorted items by the sign. Clothes, shoes, books. There are even piles of stones. It's as if some people were carrying them in their rucksack. You decide to look in your backpack to see what you can leave here. You take off your backpack and look inside. You see a number of things in your backpack that you decide to let go of. Taking one thing out, you notice its colour, shape and texture. You decide that you no longer need to carry this item with you and gently place it on the pile. You repeat this a number of times, looking at each item, deciding that it is now time to leave this on the pile. Now all you have in your backpack are the essential items. You experience a feeling of lightness. You put your backpack on, noticing that it is considerably lighter, and you decide to walk up the hill, going at your own pace, stopping whenever you need. You make your way to the top. The lightness you feel makes walking up the incline easy. As you reach the top, you take in the whole scene, seeing the countryside span out in front of you, the forest, the beach and beyond. You find a comfortable place to sit down. You see how things look different from here, from this different perspective. You take out your towel from your rucksack and you place it on the grass. You decide to lie down on the towel, allowing all the muscles in your body to relax and let go. You see the blue sky. Perhaps you decide to close your eyes. As you breathe in the pure, clear air, your mind and body become even more relaxed. You enjoy these feelings of being present in this moment, allowing your mind and body to enjoy these feelings. With each breath, your body is being energized. The air seems to have a cleansing effect on your body, reaching every cell, nourishing all the organs in your body, and your mind is alert and yet is still and peaceful. As you focus your awareness on your breathing, imagine you can see the air going in and out as you breathe. Imagine the air is a colour as it goes through your nose, into your lungs, and then out again. As you focus on this colour, coming into your body, into your lungs, you are breathing in pure, healthy energy. Our breath provides the body with energy and vitality. Each time you inhale, you are taking in all that you need. And each time you breathe out, you are releasing and letting go all that you do not need. As you breathe in and out, notice those calm, warm feelings filling your body as you allow your body to be supported. Your mind becomes still and quiet. And as you notice this, your body relaxes more deeply. So just enjoy these feelings for a moment as you breathe in and out in a soft, gentle way. And know that you can return to this place whenever you want. So I'd like you to get ready to come back from this place. Allow your unconscious mind to learn what you choose to learn from this experience, so you can use it to move forwards in your life. I wonder whether you will use these feelings of relaxation, calm and peacefulness that you know how to access, consciously or unconsciously first, to make the changes that you choose to make. So I'm going to count to 5, and on the count of 5 you'll be ready to come back to the present, and you can open your eyes when you feel ready. So 1, just bring your awareness to your breathing. 2, bring your awareness to the room. 3, become aware of the sounds that you can hear, other than the sound of my voice. And 4, as you bring your attention to your body, you can gently move your fingers and toes, or stretch if that feels like a nice thing to do. And 5, when you're ready, taking your time, you can open your eyes. So when you're ready, just feel free, if you want to leave a comment how you found that exercise. Okay, so it might be that's taking a moment for the comments to come through. I've just seen one that says, I'm nearly asleep. Excellent. So I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to leave a comment. So loved it, so relaxing. I did at times have a tiny bit of fear of letting go and questioning if it was safe. Okay, I want you to consider that making change can trigger a fear response. Imagine like a child has a safety blanket. Actually, adults have their own types of safety blankets as well. For some people it's alcohol, for some people it's food, for some people it's something else. And so in order to be able to let go of that safety blanket, we don't want to just take it away. We need to create an alternative. So it might be that you just have to spend some time reassuring yourself that actually you are safe to let go. Because if you consider what I said earlier, often our anxiety is an attempt to control the environment. But actually, generating anxiety makes us feel less safe. Okay? So it might be that you need to just reassure that part of you. Imagine it being a small child who's feeling those feelings. And it's your job to reassure that child that it's okay. You'll take care of them. And when you're ready, you can let go. So I hope that if that gives you some food for thought. Very sleepy. Look forward to doing it again via YouTube. I loved it. Forgot me and my problems. Lovely. All right. Thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoyed that. If there are topics that you'd like me to discuss in one of these Facebook Lives, leave a comment on the group or send me a message, and I will consider that. Okay, thanks for joining in. Bye for now.